you always wanted to do video, you fell back because you felt that it's too much of a like hassle to try to coordinate and deal with people. Now you're doing something beyond video. Now you're just being like a project manager, like a coordinator.
I wouldn't even say that. I would just say that when I was looking into video in 2011, 2012, like YouTube was up, but it wasn't where it was at now. And I'm like, no, to make it like a clean production, you need da 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 da. And then it's just, again, the way life works. I said I couldn't because of all these restrictions. I ended up, now we know that like with video, you can knock it out all yourself. It's great to have a team, but at the end of the day, look at you with this camera, this light, this sound. I don't know if it's Miami because we don't have that industry of film production down here, or just like a huge production scene in itself, that it's led to so many of us like, yo, I got to make it happen, so I got to learn it. And that's the mentality that we have down here. But yeah, so like I said, it went from, oh no, like I need a team. Oh no, I can't because of this. And then transitioning to like, oh no. And then I learned it. I do it. I'm getting to the point now, funny enough, there's strength in numbers. And if I'm having a 2-camera setup and I'm running around doing audio, checking lights, and then you gotta like style the production, everything, like you could only do so much. So it's definitely worthwhile to spend that extra dime and just see if you can get someone out there. But whatever, I don't even know where I'm going with this.
But if you could do it yourself,
yeah,
and then just like less hands in the pot.
Yeah, less hands in the pot.
But you know what to cook up. You know how to deliver it.
I think it's
but
just.
But if it's too much, like, all right, cool, I need to set the table.
And feel. It's personally, I hate feeling dependent on people, because, scheduling, esto pasa, something happening here, whatever. I just hate that. Like I get to this weird zone. Like, I'm a perfectionist, which is one of my biggest flaws. And like, I need to get something done. I need to get it done. And I always say, like, nobody cares about, or how can I say this?
Take your time.
Your dreams, your passions, nobody cares. Nobody cares as much as you do.
Yeah.
There's only so much that you can go along trying to like sell people on something and try to get people on board. But at the end of the day, nobody cares as much as you do. And I always had that kind of mentality. And it's just like, whatever, let me go to YouTube University and just crank out all these Peter McKinnon videos. What's up, everybody? This is how we're gonna get slow motion in, or whatever. But just always trying to like learn something new and just trying to get as much as I can, like, in that aspect, so that I can perform. I don't know. I always want to be able to perform at a high level.
Yeah. So the funny thing is, speaking about Peter McKinnon, you're the second person on this podcast to talk about Peter McKinnon.
What's up, everybody? Man.
He's been doing it for years. And he's
Has
also,
he?
Yeah,
I feel like he's been doing it for years, singular. Like, I remember watching his videos not too long ago.
10 plus years.
No way. On YouTube? He's been on YouTube for 10 years?
He's been on YouTube for a while, yeah. But he rebranded himself into what he is now. Because you can see he used to vlog back then. Like, there was like vlog footage. I don't know if you can find it now, but there was vlog footage of like him starting out, and it was like really awkward.
I'm sure. Yeah. I feel like it's always awkward.
Yeah, but to where he is now, he had to transition and adapt, and he's probably strategically planned this. And he works with Maddie, and he works with, like, Canada is more of like a collaboration, and they move like a creative unit. Like, this person, he'll talk about, all right, slow motion, but then he'll talk about why, like, Maddie will talk about the reasons why you want to incorporate slow motion, when to incorporate slow motion. He can be very technical about it. So Peter can be, let's say, the charismatic person. I'm just like, I'm gonna introduce you to this, but these people are going to refine this knowledge for you, and then we work as a team.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah. That's why it's just like YouTube. If you have a whole bunch of influencers, we'll jump into social media and the impact that it has. But if you're talking about a whole bunch of influencers that are collaborating together, and they're like, yo, this is my life, this is your life. I'm like, all right, cool. Like, your passion is visual arts, my passion's visual arts. Like, what can we do together whenever we can do it? You know what I mean? But if it's a similar endeavor, like I want to educate the younger me who was lacking this information. No one else is doing it the way that I'm doing it. So the reason why I'm doing it is because that, fuck it, I care. You know what I mean? So, and ultimately, out of all the things that I could possibly do, photography, how there's an overabundance of photographers and you all fight for the positions and they don't know how to brand themselves or market themselves. And then you have less people like doing video work, but then they've been doing video work for so long that it's just like, it's not a real production unless I have a red or something like that. We come to the point where minimalism is like really like some of the philosophies and some of the principles are super beneficial because you don't need a lot to achieve high quality nowadays because of the way that technology has come across. Yeah. So it's a really like bountiful thing. But similar hustles, like, hey, you're doing a production company, hey, I want to collaborate with you. The way that I try to position it is like, I don't want people to feel like they work for me, they work with me. But I don't like to depend on people too. I'm a perfectionist at that. I actually had a team recently handle a project I was flipping out. I'm like, yo, you're supposed to be here, and then you're like buzzing around. Did you get the shots? I'm like, they did the job, but I lacked faith because it wasn't something that I could like control. These are the types of things that are like.
I would just.
No, but I'm saying though, these are the types of situations. Like some people, you have to really question when some people are leaders or coordinators and they're, let's say, more assertive, and it's like, yo, you're an asshole, but it's like. You know, it's kind of important to be assertive because you need to be listened to, because it's like you're putting trust in them. You just want to make sure that the information has come across like well enough to like, do you understand? I don't say these things because I don't think that you can't. I say these things because if I don't, then I'm not doing my job, providing you enough information and resources. Like, I get that you're technical, but go the extra mile. If someone wants to like, hey, can you take a phone? That's one less person that you don't like, hey, can you send me these photos that you took of this event? I'm like, no, I did it on your phone. Like, I can focus on taking care of the client. Or ultimately the assertiveness, I'm like, no, or my company doesn't allow me to take photos on the phone, that it can drop and then I can be liable. So there's ways to position it and there's ways to communicate that, but I lack the quaff to be like, I need you to do this now. You know, like, do this now. I'm like, hey, if it's cool, can you handle this now? Place this as a priority, because if you do this, you're relieving some kind of stress for me overall. And ultimately, the people that I work with, I'm like, I'll pay you more. You can do less work. I'll edit, I'll keep the standard, I'll do all that stuff. You deserve to get paid more. Some people get paid, let's say, minimal. Like, oh, you're this much. And then they get treated like assertive, like, or an asshole. Like, yo, you're worth this much because you can't do it yourself. I want creatives to feel that they too have the power if they try to discipline themselves in enough business and enough structure. So these are the types of things where it's like, I'm learning how to like, all right, you are great. I don't need the attitude. Don't give me backlip. But how you have your mom's side, you have to be emotionally intelligent. I'm like, okay, you're saying these comments, but I know it's because you need money. So there's these types of reflections where it's just like, you can say like in a relationship, like the girlfriend is like, you need to be the therapist, you need to be the cook, you need to be the driver, you need to be this, you need to be that. And it's just like, I don't understand how someone can hate a person that's trying to strategically position themselves for everybody to win. And it's just like, just pay me. You know what I mean? It's just like, if I have to go get the client, if I have to like figure out the information for you to just be like, this is all you have to do. And then you don't even have to do more than that. I don't want attitude. Like, you can get the clients yourself. If you branded and presented yourself well, there's no stopping you. What's stopping you? You're too busy being creative. I want to make more art. I want to be with these people. I want to surround myself with the celebrities, but I'm just like, yeah, but you're just as valuable as a celebrity. You provide value for people in your own way. That's where I'm trying to come across. But more structure is really important. I feel like the creatives in Miami and just all over the world is like, some people do better business. It's not that they're creative. It's just that some people just do better business. And, you know, it's all about the collaboration. So even though this is a passion project, let's say if it's Noel's on the one wheel.
Oh, wow. I could see how it would be hard to focus if you see this guy just out of Star Wars floating around. All right, good. Oh, I hope that picked up.
Noah, are you all right?
Bye!
And then sometimes it's like a lot of personality, but when it comes to the chopping block, they come through. So it just depends on how you communicate. But more structure, better business, I think that more creatives have. If corporations can understand creatives, not in a way to take advantage of them, and then if creatives know that being more corporate is not a bad thing, bridging those two things, I think that's my purpose.
What, finding that middle ground?
Being the person that creates a middle ground. Like, yeah, you can learn the technicalities of like, you know, cameras and lenses, but if you understand the process of how you do things, you can benefit in the long term. Maybe this is something you want to do, maybe this is something you want to do as a hobby. You know, it's like, hey, I want to take photos of my kid, and now I'm doing weddings, and now I'm doing this, and it tumbles into, but then it's just like, I don't want to do weddings. But then understand that I recently just had another, like on my previous podcast, I had a gentleman, we were talking about business, and he's just like, on Shark Tank, it's like, business is, you have to get the green, not the dream. So I'm just like, you have to understand that even though you want to do certain things, you're running a business. You're providing a service. If you don't find joy in providing a service for other people, let's say going to church is providing a service, that value exchange. Like, some people need that recharge, you know, being around people, being around that positive energy. Maybe your situation's not that good. I try to provide as much positive atmosphere, and then I don't try to come off as like I know it all. I'm just coming off like, yeah, if you know this would increase your value. And since no one is teaching you, it seems like I'm paying you to learn, because I've been in situations where they pay me to learn, and I've really appreciated that. It's one of those things. So this is like a constant thing that I will do to the most that I can, and then, like I said, and try to position myself where my business generates money, but in the way that it provides value. If some people, it's like, it's not how much you make, it's how you make it.
Yeah, I mean, that's terrible with that kind of logic. Of course it matters how you make it. You don't want to make it clean. You don't make it clean, you'll get locked up. Like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it's just like that's the fast life. I don't know if that's because of the city or what. I mean, I don't know. I just try to do everything by the book, man. Last thing I want to get is thrown in jail because I owe X amount in taxes. Like, that's on you. Yeah, that's the worst.
So I hope you guys love this video and the videos that I have been producing.
Let's go.
I love the people, I love the guests. If there's any feedback that you would like to give me, please let me know in the comments below.
Yes.
If you can please subscribe. If there's any way that I can improve on it, let me know. I would be glad to hear it. And I also want to know what's on your mind. This is an ongoing conversation.
Let's go.
I want to, understand you guys more. I want to provide more value, more content for you.
Yeah.
So if there's anything that I can do, just please let me know. I'll gladly help out to the best of my abilities to provide you this content.
You're crushing it, bro. Let's go.